Welcome to the latest Saab RemoteTower talks. This time we will look into the key RemoteTower research being performed with our partners as part of the Sesar program and the PJ05 research area. This work is looking at the continuous research on multiple airport control, or MAC as we call it, operating 3 airports in parallel, performing handovers between modules, ATCOs, as well as integrated training and simulating, all being performed on our industrial software and using scenarios as close as the real thing as we absolutely can make it, though it's being a true V3 validation exercise. Fantastic. We will also meet some professionals being part of the validation and hear their reflections, of course, and initial conclusions of the work. Even if the multiple airport control is an integrated part of the Saab RemoteTower product already today, we at Saab keep on researching, keep innovating the RemoteTower concept and the operational details to perfection to make sure that our customers can increase their efficiency and their operational use and setup of that. In addition, we will take a look at our new VPI software and the features integrating of voice calls on the screen and as latest version of the integrated simulation and simulation tool. Well, before I start, I must say that Sesar is delivering fantastic results for European and global ATM, and it's an honor for Saab to be part of that and working with all the professional partners in these exercises and so on. My name is Niklas Gustafsson. I'm the Vice President Business Development for Saab Digital Air Traffic Solutions. Welcome.
Okay, so in the visual presentation we have now the ability to slide and zoom using the mouse cursor. So I can slide the whole image in all directions, choose where I want to look in the visual presentation. And also wherever I put my mouse cursor and use the scroll wheel on the mouse, I can zoom in that direction on all cameras, which is quite useful.
So, Lindsay, what's your role in this Sesar exercise here?
My role in this Sesar exercise is to be the project manager for the Copan-Snattbygg simulation, but I'm also part of the solution lead.
Fantastic. I know so you've been working with Sesar and with ATM research for a long time, and also in this area of RemoteTower. What's so special with this exercise and this validation here?
This validation could be the last step of our whole RemoteTower project that we have done during this Sesar 2020. We did the V2 and the V3 for the two airdromes at the same time during wave 1, and now during wave 2 we have done up to 3 airdromes. So this is the important V3 before we finalize this research project.
It's exciting. So, talking about these 3 airports, can you describe the scenarios and so on? Are they very much like the reality, or where are we on the scenario? How complicated is it?
Well, the scenarios have been taken from a realistic point of view. So every airdrome has a scenario that you can encounter in your day-to-day work working as an ATCO, but they are not realistic on the airports that we are doing our simulation today. But we have taken into account that we have a lot of traffic on the scenarios. It's not realistic to implement this kind of traffic amount.
So you're pushing it a little bit?
Yes, we are pushing it. It's research after all. We have to push our boundaries.
It's a SAR. So how is the participation looking at this in this exercise? It's not only from LFE, I guess.
No, but it's a really and Saab actually. No, it's a really big project with 5 different exercises, and this exercise, the Copan-Snattbygg, is with Saab, that is part of the Snattbygg team, and then it's Copans where LFE is the lead, and we have Naviair from Denmark, Croatia control from Croatia, and Austria control from Austria. So we have almost all the Copans partners involved.
So it's true European then?
Yeah.
Before we stop here, I thought V3 validation, for us outside, what does V3 mean in this world of testing and validation?
Well, V3 is the last step before the research can be concluded and you can give the industry the product.
hand over. And
Yes.
So, yeah, we're looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay, and good luck with the validation and
Thank
all
you,
these kind of
Niklas.
things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Module 2. Absolutely. I prepare for Malmö, call you back. Module 2, I'm ready to take over Malmö.
Okay, so here's the handover.
Okay, runway 17 in use, QNH 1014, Oscar Alpha Delta, still on that runway but giving clearance to taxi to stand 83 via Yankee and Hotel. And is getting better.
Correct.
Perfect. Malmö, my controls. Thank you. Bye.
So Johan, before we start, can you describe your role in Saab?
My role is that I'm product responsible for the integrated training environment, the simulator and the training software.
Looking at this, what is sort of the main concept of Saab RemoteTower integrated and simulation and training? It's sort of a concept to describe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the purpose is to be able to train air traffic controllers in the operative environment, simulating it as closely as possible. That is, so we have a simulator that simulates the environment, feeding the operational system with the data just as it would in a real environment, in a real tower.
The integrated simulation trainer is a part of the product in itself. What does that really mean?
Yeah, they come bundled, if you want, in the RemoteTower product. You have a separate integrated training system that can, for instance, be in a separate room in the RemoteTower center, where you have a setup that looks like the operational system, but it's actually a training module. Same working positions, same everything, but simulated input.
So, looking at this, how can this integrated concept benefit the customers in the end? We talked about it, but can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, the benefit is that you don't need to be in an operational environment in order to do trainings. So you could train if you, for instance, plan to build a remote tower somewhere on an airport that's about to be built, for instance, where you don't have an actual tower where you can do training. You can do training before the tower is actually built and before the system is installed. So you can give your operators like real-world experience with that particular tower installation.
So Andreas, you're an operational RemoteTower controller in the center in Sundsvall, and this is now you're participating in a validation exercise and simulated data. With your background, can you reflect a little bit on how your daily work in the RemoteTower center compared to what you're doing here at the Sesar validation?
Well, Niklas, it's quite similar, but obviously here we are using the multiple feature and simulate 3 airports at one time at the most, which we are not doing yet in Sundsvall. But the tech is quite similar, but here also we have a later software than we have in Sundsvall.
So Andreas, can you explain a little bit about this new RemoteTower VPI software and how that can sort of benefit you as an air traffic controller?
I can definitely get a closer look at objects and aircrafts using that VPI function, and it's I think a big step ahead for the RemoteTower product.
So Andreas, you work normally in a larger complex tower in Stockholm, and here you come into simulation with smaller airports. Do you see that this technology can work for you in your normal daily life with multiple runways and so forth in the future?
After this simulation, I really think that it could be a possible solution to do that. I think the main task is to keep the traffic as homogeneous as possible. Just having continuous arrivals, continuous departures on specific runways, I definitely think it would be a possible way for the future to take on.
So Anders, what are the main differences from working in this digital environment compared to what you did last week sitting in a traditional tower? Do you see the difference, and what do you compare to these two?
Well, since the education we are used to going into a simulator, so it's not a big step being in this kind of environment. But of course, sometimes you get a little bit annoyed that things are not working but in the real life things would have been very, very different from this. But you have to take a step back and of course accept that it's a simulation, and yeah, trust in that.
The Saab RemoteTower product is a key part of the Saab ATM portfolio and is continuously evolving and being updated by our technical and operational team with input from key research results like Sesar in this exercise. This is a foundation for us and for a guarantee to our customers that our product will be at the thinking edge of ATM now and tomorrow. By choosing Saab and the RemoteTower for your airport and center, it will come with the state-of-the-art technology, but also experienced, well-trained organization and ready to take on the challenges. So to all of you, welcome to the STAS family.